everyone, it's D to the B here, and I'm back with another video. Now, originally this video was going to happen before the Ahsoka series came out, but unfortunately my iPad had shut down permanently, and I had to get a new one first, so yeah. I had to wait a while, and especially since a lot of my stuff that I was working on is now lost forever. So yeah, that's what I've been through. I lost all of my stuff, including a lot of the character icons for my profile guy, videos that were lost forever, like Optimus Prime ranting about Earthspark Optimus Prime, Candace Against the Universe Part 2, which was gonna go on L to the C's channel. Now we have to do that video again because of my iPad sucking, and so many other projects that I was working on that are now lost forever. So, yeah, it's been interesting. But the topic today I'm going to be talking about is Filoni making Starkiller canon again. Now, if you don't know, Starkiller is my favorite EU character from the old expanded universe. Of course, now reading some of the Legends books, I do have a little bit more. Like, I obviously like Thrawn a little bit more than Rebels. I still liked Rebels' depiction of Thrawn. I still think that it was kind of accurate to how he was in the books. Even though those eyelids suck, I hate those eyelids. Thrawn looks better without the eyelids. I think EU fans will agree with that. Even the ones who hate Dave Filoni and the Clone Wars and all that. I think we can all agree that Thrawn looks better without the eyelids. But continuing on, knowing that Starkiller is my favorite character from the EU, there were some things that were leading up to the story. Now, first, I have to credit a friend of mine, which me and him talk on Instagram. I'm not going to reveal his identity, so I'm just going to give him the name Gollum. So, he sent me a video of the actor of Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, Sam Witwer, saying that he would be willing to return as Starkiller. And, of course, then we got a story later, which was covered on Theory's channel, saying that Filoni was considering bringing Starkiller into Ahsoka, and this is where it all leads up to. So, we are already 3 episodes in. I am planning to do an Ahsoka review already, but I'm going to say this right away. I do not want Starkiller in Ahsoka, because Starkiller is a better character to leave in the EU. Personally, I consider him very much canon because Starkiller is awesome and he deserves to be canon. But at the same time, Disney is known for messing up legacy characters, and especially some that were in the EU, like Thrawn. Now, as I said, I do like the adaptation of Thrawn, but I will admit that it isn't great. Besides the pupils, Thrawn was definitely dumbed down a little bit for the tone of Rebels, which is something that sucks because it would have been nice to have Thrawn in his very intelligent mind where he can think of any scenario that happens. I read all 3 of those books. I didn't really see much of a difference, but at the same time, I saw a little bit of it, because if it was EU Thrawn, he wouldn't have fallen for what happened at the end of Rebels, which was getting himself caught in a lightspeed with space whales. And knowing that Starkiller is a very powerful character in Star Wars Legends, the most powerful, well, I wouldn't say the most powerful. I think that would have to go to the before injured Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. It's just a really dumb idea, to be honest, because if they bring Starkiller into canon, which people are speculating he's the new Inquisitor that is in the Ahsoka series, which originally I thought his name was Maverick, but it's Marok, which is surprisingly very close. Oh, who am I kidding? It's very close to Merrick, like Galen Merrick. And people are speculating he is going to be this Marok Starkiller, aka Galen Merrick. And I am not for this. Because again, they're going to mess him up. I even had a conversation with my brother about this, which his opinion of Starkiller is he's okay with Starkiller not being canon because he thinks he's way too overpowered. Granted, I disagree with that notion that Starkiller is overpowered because Anakin is definitely, well, was way more powerful than him. And also, George Lucas has specified that Starkiller would have been basically Luke if he was trained by Darth Vader. So, and also, let's not forget, Rey is the most powerful character in Disney canon, and she sucks. She is basically the female Starkiller. Now, if they brought Starkiller into canon, it wouldn't be a shock because they have brought a few things from The Force Unleashed into canon, like the Flamethrower Trooper, and possibly Galen Merrick's second master, Rom Koda, being a reference in the Obi-Wan series, which sucked, by the way. So if they brought Starkiller into canon, it wouldn't surprise me. And to fill the void, because a lot of people want Starkiller to be canon, which is understandable. And let's not forget that Disney decanonized Starkiller at the first stage of their new canon, claiming that he was overpowered. So, we have this instance from a while back that people wanted Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, to stay in canon, but Disney rejected it because they said he was way too overpowered, even though they have Rey, who is way more overpowered than he is. So yeah, it would kind of make Disney a little stupid to bring back a character that they said was overpowered and wouldn't fit into canon. Of course, again, Starkiller will always be canon to me because he was the first EU character that I grew up with as a child. And the games were pretty fun. Yes, even the second one, even though that game has a lot of issues, but regardless, the Force Unleashed franchise was definitely a blast, and Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, was the highlight of the story. I really don't want them to bring back Starkiller into canon just to ruin him, because Galen Merrick is fine the way he is. And also, my brother brought up a good point when I was talking to him, because when we talked, he asked, how are they going to bring him back into canon? And I said, as an Inquisitor, which would mean they would probably have to they have to power him down a little bit. And my brother made this good point that I actually agree with, is then Starkiller isn't fun anymore. Because that's what made Starkiller fun in the Force Unleashed games, was he had these crazy force powers. Even though I don't agree with him on the overpowered thing, I do agree that the magic that made Starkiller special being taken away and being dialed down would definitely ruin the character. So, yeah, my verdict, they should keep Starkiller non-canon. I would be okay with Maverick being Ezra Bridger as an Inquisitor. I would be okay with that. I don't want Disney to touch Starkiller. They need to leave Starkiller alone They have damaged enough of Disney. We don't need them to ruin another EU character at all. Do not touch him, Disney. Because he's fine where he is. Like, the only bright side I would see of Starkiller being canon is we could get more stuff with him, like more Black Series, which is convenient because he recently got a Black Series figure that's coming up very soon. Granted, if I had to choose between Vader's apprentices they should bring into canon, I would probably rather them take Lamaya than Starkiller. Because Lamaya doesn't really have that much media besides being in the Legends comics. And that would give us a chance to get action figures. Oh, what am I saying? Don't touch her either. Don't touch any of Vader's apprentices from Legends. Don't touch any of them. Just leave them alone. That's all I have to say. Do you think Starkiller should be canon, or do you think Disney should leave Starkiller alone? Tell me in the comments, and have a nice day, everyone.